This is section 2 of the number module, and we're looking at fractions, decimals, and percentages. In fact, it's mostly fractions and percentages that we're looking at in this section because we've already covered most of the work on decimals in the first section. The only place that decimals come in here is when we're looking at the relationship between the three forms. And this is really part of the ratio and proportion part of the spec. So with fractions, we're looking at identifying what fraction of a shape is shaded, finding a fraction of an amount, increasing and decreasing by a fraction, working with equivalent fractions, so cancelling them down, multiplying them up, comparing them, putting them into order, expressing one quantity as a fraction of another, converting between improper fractions, that's top-heavy fractions, and mixed numbers, and doing arithmetic, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing with fractions and mixed numbers. Then we're looking at the conversions between fractions, decimals, and percentages, and which of the equivalents you should really know without having to work them out, and using those equivalents to put a mixture of fractions, decimals, and percentages into order. And then some problems with a mixture of them as well. Now, you might find it helpful to work through the percentages section before you do the mixed problems, but I'll leave that up to you. In the percentages section, we've got finding a simple percentage of an amount, so we're talking non-calculator stuff there. Expressing one quantity as a percentage of another, we already did it with fractions, now we're doing it with percentages. Increasing and decreasing by a percentage, again we've already done that with fractions. Simple interest, we'll touch briefly on compound interest, but that's really just the top end of foundation, so I'm not going into that in detail. Finding percentage change or percentage profit or loss or percentage error, they're all variations on the same thing. Using a multiplier to work with percentages. Now, if you're doing a calculator question, it's usually much easier to do it this way. And finally, reverse percentages, which is about being given the new amount and knowing the percentage change and working out what the original amount must have been. There are about 2.5 hours of videos in this section, so it might take you somewhere in the region of 5 hours to work through again. I hope you find it helpful.